Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brennan here, and today we're going to be taking a look at 5 of the best FreshBooks alternatives when it comes to accounting software for small businesses, and whether you need to do accounting software for your own business, or if you are even an accountant managing an accounting practice, what is the best software solution for you in your business? That's what we're going to be diving into here today in today's video. Again, taking a look at some alternatives to FreshBooks. I get that maybe not everybody likes FreshBooks, or maybe you're just looking for some alternative accounting software to FreshBooks that might better suit your needs. FreshBooks is a great software, and I highly recommend them, and I do talk about them a lot here on the channel, but I get that maybe if you don't like their invoicing setup or their pricing structure, or just generally maybe you did try them out and you're like, hey, maybe I just don't like the setup. Maybe you just want something different. That's what we're going to be diving into again here in today's video. And of course, if you do want to check out any of the different accounting software mentioned here in today's video, you can go and check out those links down below in the description box. Of course, some of which are affiliate links, which is a great way to help out and support the channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the list. So taking a look at that number 1 spot, should be no surprise that we have QuickBooks. Now, important distinction is that, of course, QuickBooks and FreshBooks are 2 totally separate companies. I get that they both have the word books in their name. That's just because, accounting, bookkeeping, books is just a popular term. Managing your books is known for that. So they are not actually at all affiliated. But QuickBooks is a very popular, probably the number 1 most popular accounting software solution for small business. I personally test them, use them. I do like QuickBooks a lot. However, again, it can be maybe one of the more expensive options. Now, again, the pricing is always subject to change. Depending on when you're watching this video, pricing might be different for some of these different softwares. I do have to just mention that disclaimer there. But QuickBooks is one of the more expensive ones. However, because it is so popular, it does have a lot of solutions kind of built into it. And given that, it is owned by Intuit, not to make the joke there. But essentially, QuickBooks has a lot of the direct tax identifiers as well in terms of the tax classifications and categories from the IRS built right into the software, which makes your life a lot easier when you are going through and managing those transactions. You can connect unlimited bank accounts on there as well. As many as you need. You get your invoicing payments as well. You can connect a sales channel as well, receipt capture, so you can scan receipts. You have different bookkeeping automation. You have your income and expense reports. And personally, my favorite part about QuickBooks is the income and expense reporting feature. I'm not going to be diving too in depth into each of these different softwares here in today's video. Just giving you a brief overview. But overall, QuickBooks can be a great option. Again, depending on when you're watching this video, pricing might be different. But they are, a mid-range in terms of the pricing solution. I do like QuickBooks a lot. They are also flexible in the future. If you do want to add on payroll services, they do have that option there as well. You can also, as you can see, pay your team. You can manage your money. You can also do invoicing with them. So I would say that QuickBooks and FreshBooks are probably the 2 most similar softwares here in today's video, just because they both have the accounting elements as well as the invoicing and payments set up. Pretty simple. Now, a couple of the other softwares we're going to be mentioning here in today's video do also have that as well. But that is something worth denoting, is that, I would say FreshBooks, especially their reporting as well, fairly similar to the way that QuickBooks operates, and in terms of how their reporting looks. Again, maybe if you're familiar with FreshBooks, QuickBooks is probably the closest you would get to that in terms of the overall look and feel. Moving along, next in this list, we have one of my personal favorite solutions, which is Wave. Now, Wave, if you are not familiar with, is, again, a small business software solution. Now, they do also have the Wave accounting built in, so you can do your bookkeeping and accounting through them. And the nice thing is that they do actually have a completely free version. Again, this is not a free trial. They do actually have a free starter plan. Now, this is limited where you can't automatically import your bank transactions. But if you don't have that many transactions, maybe you're just starting out your business and you're just looking for the basics, then the Wave starter plan can be a fantastic solution. And then as you grow, scale, maybe you want things a little bit simpler, you could always upgrade to the Pro Pro plan later, which is still cheaper than QuickBooks or even FreshBooks in terms of the pricing as well. I get many of you guys watching these videos are very price sensitive in terms of what your monthly outflow would be. So that is something else worth considering, is that Wave is one of the cheaper solutions, even on their Pro plan. I know it's just by a little bit, really, especially compared to like the light version of FreshBooks, but definitely compared to once you start getting at the simple start pricing at $30 a month, Wave is like half that. So that is something worth considering. Again, they don't necessarily have all the same features, but if you just want the more basic bookkeeping, again, the starter plan is completely free, which is really cool. And it does allow you to then also set up invoicing, accept payments. You are going to pay a small percentage on those invoices, just like you would even with QuickBooks or FreshBooks. You're still going to have to pay a credit card processing fee. So again, that's something you'd have to consider, again, on no matter what plan you're going with or whatever company you go with. There's always going to be credit card transactions if you're looking at doing invoicing, in addition to the accounting. So I definitely would recommend giving Wave a shot. I do like them a lot. I have, done full tutorials here on the channel on how to use Wave. Again, if you are a small business owner, maybe even if you have multiple different businesses, the nice thing about Wave is you can actually add in multiple different businesses without having to set up another subscription and another account. You can just set up a separate file within Wave's dashboard to set up multiple businesses, and you're not having to pay for all those different subscriptions. Again, if you just want to keep things really basic and separate them out, that is a nice benefit to Wave. Is it does make it pretty easy if you do have multiple businesses that you're managing to manage the books between those different businesses, depending on how you want to separate things out. There are ways to separate things in QuickBooks and FreshBooks too. Just, might be a little bit more complicated with their tagging features. Not going to get into that in this video, but in general, that can be another perk of Wave, is just the ability to have multiple businesses in there. Something I know a lot of you guys might be in that scenario, and it can help you to save money on your overall accounting software. And the nice thing about Wave is it is just pretty easy to use. It's pretty cheap, even on the Pro plan that they now have, and even the free version. Again, you could still use the free version without having the automatic transactions. You just have to enter those in manually. But again, if you don't have that many transactions anyway, then it might be a good solution for you if you don't have a ton of transactions coming in. If you do have a lot of transactions, you'd probably need the Pro plan, or at that point, you might want to go with another software. Just depends on your setup. Again, Wave is more set up for small business owners. In comparison to the next software we're going to get into is Xero. Now, Xero is built for accountants and bookkeepers, as well as for small business owners. Now, I will say Xero, in my personal opinion, is much more designed for someone who's more advanced and has a little bit more accounting knowledge. If you're looking at doing double entry based accounting, you can do that in other softwares as well. But the single entry accounting doesn't really work very well within Xero. If you're just doing single entry, I would recommend doing QuickBooks or Wave. If you're looking at doing the double entry, then Xero is great for that. And again, it is more built for more traditional accountants and bookkeepers. The nice thing about Xero as well is that if you do run an accounting practice, they do make it really easy for you to manage that within their software setup, within their Xero HQ, so you can manage clients and staff. You can also do that within QuickBooks as well, but Xero does just tend to do the whole accountant management a little bit better than QuickBooks. Again, QuickBooks is still good for that as well, but just in general, it does seem like Xero has a little bit more of a community around that. It's a little bit easier to manage maybe an accounting-based practice, again, because they do have a lot of accountants and bookkeepers as part of their more exclusive partner program, more specifically for people who are actual accountants themselves running an accountant practice. Again, QuickBooks is also super popular for that too. So either one you would go with those two. Again, maybe if you are planning on handing your books off to somebody else, I would say Xero or QuickBooks, just because those are two of the other most popular solutions outside of FreshBooks that you'd probably want to go with. That's what a lot of different accounting firms are familiar with. Again, primarily QuickBooks or Xero. Wave is a little less known. It's more just for small business owners, so that is something worth considering. Maybe if you're, trying to make sure that things are compatible and easy to use, if you do plan on outsourcing some of this, depending on what your situation is. Xero, again, is a bit more advanced reporting-wise and is a bit more built for, running financial statements and doing the full double entry accounting. You can try them for free as well. So, really all these softwares, links are down below in the video description. If you do want to try out any of these softwares, a lot of them, pretty much all of them do have free trials that you can get started with, and you can test out yourself and feel, click around, see for yourself, maybe watch some of the other tutorials I have on my channel as well if you're interested in learning more about any of these. But that have to do, going into the next one in this list, we have Zoho Books. Now, Zoho Books is another great accounting software solution, and they do have a free plan similar to Wave, where Wave has a free plan. Zoho does also have a free plan as well. Now, it is a little bit limited in terms of what their free plan does give you. You do have to have underneath that $50,000 in annual revenue for your business in order for it to be free. Otherwise, you're looking at, either 15 or 20, depending on if you're billing annually or billing monthly. So then the price sort of starts to climb up to about where all the other competitors are. The nice thing about Zoho Books is it also is within the Zoho software suite, which can make your life a lot easier if you do plan on linking it, maybe with their CRM platform or some of their other services that they do have built within the Zoho software suite, or even within Zoho One. So that can save you a bit of money. Maybe if you plan on using some of their other software that Zoho has beyond even just Zoho Books, if you plan on using, for project management, expense reporting, things like that, it can make your life a little bit easier in terms of keeping all that data in one place if you are looking into that as another option. Now, purely as an accounting software, again, they do have invoices, accepting payments, tracking, expenses. They also do have mileage tracking as well, reconciling your bank transactions, viewing your overall profit and loss statement, balance sheet, all the things you would typically expect with an accounting software. So again, they do have the free version, which is really nice. If you are above that $50,000 per year in annual revenue, then they do have free trials as well for other plans. Again, links are down below in the video description if you're interested in checking out any of these softwares. But Zoho Books, again, because they have a free version, is nice, and why I would say it's comparable to Wave. I do personally prefer Wave over Xero. Or Zoho, sorry, lots of Z's and X's. I would say I do prefer Wave over Zoho, but Zoho can still be a really nice option. Again, maybe if you do need a bit more of an advanced setup, and again, because they do have all the other integrations with the rest of their other softwares that they do offer here. So it can be good, if you are a small business owner. As you can see here, this is sort of what their little dashboard looks like. Pretty similar to a lot of the other different companies, as we mentioned here in today's video. Again, Zoho Books can be a great option. Again, if you are looking for a completely free option, if you are underneath that $50,000 a year revenue, then Zoho Books could be one of the best options for you, just in order to save money, so you're not spending all that cash flow on subscriptions every single month. Moving on next, last but not least, we do have ZipBooks. So ZipBooks is also another accounting software solution. It does also have a free version as well. Again, a lot of the different alternatives here to FreshBooks, I figured I would include a few that do have free versions because, especially when you're looking at like FreshBooks and QuickBooks, their pricing, the subscriptions can get a lot depending on what you might need or not need. So I figured, Wave has a free version, Zoho, ZipBooks, and Xero is a bit of a different solution, maybe a little bit more advanced, not really best suited for anything with a free version. But ZipBooks is pretty simple. I'd say the overall UI and interface does kind of resemble Zoho. So ZipBooks does have, again, like I said, they have the free version. You can only connect one bank account, though, on that free version, but you can accept payments and, send unlimited invoices, and basic reporting. It is, again, a lot more basic than some of the other software. So maybe if Wave is also fairly basic too, which I do like that about Wave. So, if you're looking for things that just maybe aren't as complicated as some of the other softwares, then ZipBooks could be another good option for you to give a try, check it out, and, start managing your income statements and just setting up very simple accounting, because it can be nice and easy just to make things very simple without having to, sort of complicate things. So definitely would recommend giving them a shot. So guys, that is pretty much all of the FreshBooks alternatives. Again, if you do want to check out any of the different FreshBooks alternatives mentioned here in today's video, you can go and check out those links down below in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which is a great way to help out and support the channel. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.